Look at me. Tell me, what do you see when you look at me? Look at me. Do you see a broken boy? Do you see a felon? Do you see a college dropout? Sometimes I don't even know what I see. Many of us have wounds that are unseen, unheard, and they haven't been touched. But today, I want to tell you about mine. There was a young lady. Her name was Lily. She was born in Mississippi. Her mother struggled. Her father was in and out of her life. And so her mother packed her 2 sisters, and her brother up and moved to Chicago. At the age of 10, Lily lost her brother and 2 sisters in a tragic fire. It scarred her forever. Now there's a gentleman. His name is Sheldon. He was born and raised on the west side of Chicago. His father was in and out of his life, and he was a hidden child. He grew up with a single mother as well. Sheldon and Lily met each other at the age of 16 on the west side of Chicago. The only difference in Lily's story from Sheldon is that she had 2 kids. Now you would ask yourself, what would make a young man at the age of 16 decide to date a young girl who was 16 years old with 2 kids? Well, Sheldon knew those struggles. He didn't want to see those 2 kids go through what he went through. And so they fell in love with each other. 2 years later, at the age of 18, this young man was born, me, Sheldon Lamar Smith Jr. Because I grew up with 2 teen parents, the impact on my life was horrible. They lacked some of the tools and skills that they need to be effective parents as young parents. But for me, a knucklehead young boy, getting in trouble, bullying people, I failed the 3rd grade, I struggled. I didn't have that male role model and that figure around me to impact me the way that I needed to be. And so growing up around my siblings and not having my father around, I continuously bumped my head against the wall. It wasn't until I moved into a community called Woodlawn, where I met a guy named Dr. Joseph Strickland, who developed an organization called MAGIC, which was a short acronym for Metropolitan Area Group for Igniting Civilization. He's seen so much brightness in me that I didn't see in myself. I felt good as a 13-year-old young man having 14 and 15 and 16-year-old young men follow me around my neighborhood, getting involved in things that I did not have any business doing. He's seen leadership in me. Dr. Joseph Strickland took me into his organization, trained me on becoming a community organizer, and gave me an opportunity to fight for issues such as HIV and AIDS, youth and gang violence, immigration, all across this great country. That was my father figure at that time. But my love for community organizing and my passion for it, it just changed. I never thought that I would be doing community organizing work. No matter how much work I did to better the community, no matter how many male mentors I had around, I still lacked my father in my life at that time. At the age of 17 years old, I was charged with armed robbery. I didn't know what that meant. Carrying 6 to 30 years at 17, charged as an adult. But this was my life. I had to face those consequences. Things started to change for me at the age of 20 because I found that I was going to become a father. But it just wasn't, hey, accidentally. It wasn't an accident that the mother of my daughter was having her. I thought that I would be dead by the age of 22, 23. I can remember like yesterday when my daughter was born. She was born at the University of Chicago Hospital at 5:36 p.m. The doctor had to spank her twice because she didn't cry. I was like, Doc, don't do that again. She was born at 6 pounds and 6 ounces. When I left the hospital, it was only one thing I thought about. It wasn't my daughter. It wasn't a big career. I thought about, man, I'm not going to be here to see her. I'm leaving a legacy behind. That was my thought process. But at 21, I took all of my passion as well, college dropout, and developed an organization called the Dovetail Project. Now, the Dovetail Project is a fatherhood initiative in the city of Chicago that works with young dads between the ages of 17 to 24. We teach them 3 things: parenting skills, life skills, and felony street law. When these fathers complete the program, they receive a job, a GED, or a trade, along with a $450 stipend. For me, this was critical and important because I grew up with teen parents. My father had me at the age of 18. Many of my friends went through the same thing that I went through, and many of them were fathers at 16 and 17 years old. So I wanted to do something. I decided to take my hurt and break the cycle. The Dovetail Project is a curriculum-based initiative. These young men come to class for 3 months voluntarily. We call them Mythbusters, because you hear all of these stories about how African-American fathers aren't involved in their kids' lives, how they're leaving them. But we don't know the story. We don't know the wounds. We don't know. Those are assumptions. For me, being able to work with these young men and impact their lives and meet their families, it was truly an honor. These young men just want to do what all of us are doing. They want to have a great life. The cards were dealt to them in an unfortunate way, but they're volunteering their time to be in class, to be great fathers, so that they can change the trajectory of their children's lives. That's the untold story. No matter how much I worked with these young men, no matter how much I had a chance to hear their stories, my father not being in my life still impacted me. I wanted him to come and look for me. I wanted him to find me. I wanted him to tell me he's sorry. But I didn't know his story. Today, me and my father are the bestest friends in the world. But I decided to take a step in my life to go and look for my father in 2017 when I was about to get ready and marry my beautiful wife, Marietta Smith. And I wanted to do it because I wanted to close that part of the chapter in my life. Many of us have been affected by fatherhood, by parenting. Fatherhood is not just an African American issue. It's not just a local issue. It's not just a national issue. It's a global issue. If I ask many of you to unpack your wounds, you'll see. We all know. So today I stand here and speak to you, and I ask you all that if you know of any fathers, any parents that are struggling, impact them, speak to them, talk to them about it. If your father is in and out of your life, be bold, call him, look for him. Don't hold back. You know, fatherhood is overlooked, untouched, and not looked at as the soft and fuzzy thing. It's mothers and babies. But fathers and men need help. They need help as well. They do. We do. But those stories go untold. And so I stand here today speaking to you all to tell you all my story, because I would like for you to do something different in your life if you've been affected in a positive or negative way by your father. Many of the young men that we serve in our program just want to build family. And all of us know what our lives mean with family and without family. It's lonely. It's not normal. As an agency, as a fatherhood organization, the toughest thing we have is raising support to support dads, because it's not that soft and fuzzy thing. The world of philanthropy has not come around to touch it, like employment, like education, like homelessness. But fathers do matter. And it is my purpose. Thank you.